Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Get Your Happy podcast and YouTube channel. We are in season 3, so welcome back. I'm so excited to be back and to talk about new topics for this year. Happy New Year. I hope your year is starting off really well. You have your goals in place, you have your resolutions in place, and maybe you don't have anything in place right now. Maybe you're just breathing, maybe you're just focusing on being, and that is important as well. Sometimes I was just told last week, sometimes we can be humans that are doing so much that we forget to just be. So definitely within these upcoming months, that's what I'm going to practice. Just being. Sometimes being is okay. Not just sometimes, but it's a lot of the times it is okay with just being, just breathing and being in our skin and just observing the air touching your skin, and just observing the people around you, observing you. Sometimes we have to connect with that. So yes, welcome and happy New Year. So I'm really excited to get started with this episode. It's pretty much exactly what I was talking about, is how to remain in alignment. So if you are new to the channel, you've just started following, welcome. My name is Tanya. And I am a spiritual life coach, and I want to bring healing and organic happiness after trauma. And that can look like so many different things. That can be a natural disaster, that can be, something that may have happened in our childhood. Maybe that could have been a relationship. Sometimes trauma can be, simply rejection, abandonment. So all of these things are a collective, and so we are bringing organic happiness to that. So let's get started. I hope you have something to write with. If not, make sure you are recording it, or just simply go back and rewind this episode. So how to remain in alignment. I got my tablet here, so you'll see me going back to that. It works for me. So I'm going to do what works. And so how do we remain in alignment? So I really wanted to hone in on this. I was just reading a book by Mr. Sylvester McNutt. You can find him on Instagram. He has a lot of great books. Several of his books are on Amazon or on his website. 5-star, amazing. I'll link his information down below. And the journey to healing, in the very first chapter, he talks about alignment. What is that? And that really resonated with me. And what is alignment? Alignment is the arrangement. So something straight in a row and in all appropriate, correct positions. So I want you to think about yourself. And he talks about that, thinking about your spine. So during any transition, it's important that we not only ensure chronological order, but we too have to look within and check our alignment, right? And this is great. I thought this was a great episode to start at the beginning of the year, because we are making sure that our ducks are in the row. But before we make sure externally our ducks are in the row, think about yourself. And as I place this pillow in a good spot, I'm going to check for my alignment, right? So consider yourself driving a vehicle, making, a perfect jump shot. If you, play basketball, think about playing the piano, right? Our posture has to be in alignment, right? So even the way you show up in an interview, or what about your partner, right? Your partner or your spouse. How aligned are you to your truth? How aligned are you? So remaining in alignment physically, right? So our body will tell us, when we're grounded, our feet placed on the floor, our body will tell us when we're out of alignment. Maybe our spine kind of aches in our lower lumbar, or maybe our shoulders tend to droop over. We may be feeling something. And so we want to make sure that we're completely aligned and just showing up for ourselves. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we remain once we figure out that we're out of alignment? How do we remain in alignment? And so in order to do that, number one is you want to get clear. You want to be able to be clear on what it is that you are reaching for, right? Sometimes when we are trying to reach for something or we're imagining what we want, sometimes we can overreach. And what happens, we start to feel achy, and we find ourselves in pain. So think about that. You want to get clear on why you're reaching for it. And it's an easy mistake. It's an easy mistake when we're overreaching. We can be choosing people. We can be choosing, objects. Maybe we're reaching up high, and maybe we need support. Okay, maybe we need support around us. Our connections, the people around us, or maybe it just takes grabbing a stool and reaching for it. Let's see. So yes, basically what I was stating here, I kind of wrote my notes, kind of finding my place. So in all, when we overreach for something that is not for us, like I said, it can throw our body out of alignment, and it really causes us to be confused or unsure, just uncertain on our next place. So just remember to identify why you're reaching, and just making sure that it is aligned with what you really want, right? So if you're on the shelf and you're looking for something, you want to make sure hey, why am I up here anyway? Or if you're reaching out to someone, why am I calling this person? What good advice are they going to give me? So just making sure that you understand why you are reaching out to that person, place, or thing. If you're going back to school, what program am I going to apply to? So think about, get clear on what it is and why you're reaching out. Okay, I think we got that one nailed down. So that's number one, getting clear. So number two, fasting. I love this one. I think this one is a great tip here. So sometimes when we fasting on anything can tamper with your alignment, right? And so what is fasting? And I said I really wanted to understand this one. And so fasting is giving yourself space away from something or someone that isn't in alignment with you. Right? So if our body is aligned, we now know what we're reaching out to and why we're reaching out. But we need to make sure we're fasting from anything that could potentially tamper with our alignment. Okay? So that's people as well as, objects around us or environments. Sometimes environments can, make us, get out of alignment. It doesn't align with who we are as a person. So remember, it can not only throw your body out of alignment, but it can really mess up that vibrational energy that you may have already. Being able to reduce or limit your time from that person, place, or idea can give you more time, energy, and inspiration to stay in alignment for what you're working for. So fasting can be a ritual you can do throughout the year. So if I see a lot of people on social media, they'll may say, I'm fasting right now, I'm closed for spiritual maintenance, and it's necessary. So you don't always have to do it during the spring, kind of like cleaning house, but do it whenever you find yourself out of all sorts. Remember to get back to where you need to be. You got to gain that energy back. And so that will ensure you to keep your energy. So fasting is really just almost like hibernating and being able to regain all that fuel and energy that you're able to show up with, right? Okay, good. All right, so number 3. It's really short, really small, nothing too strenuous. So, and this is actually the last one. So, quick video. Or YouTube if you're listening to me on, SoundCloud or iTunes. So continue the physical, mental, and emotional therapy. So in order to remain in alignment, okay, so think about yourself. Immediately when I think of alignment, I think of the spine. And when we are making sure that our body is in great space, what do we tend to do? We go to the chiropractor, right? Or we go to the doctor, or we go to yoga class, or we kind of just we go to the gym. Maybe that can kind of slow movements can help us. So that is essentially what happens, when you're wanting to maintain your alignment, right? You're going to continue that therapy. Okay, so continue the coordinating process. This, it takes practice, and it takes discipline, and even accepting your failed attempts, right? Because we're not always going to get it on the first try. So this is another area where we can become out of alignment and attract poor energy, ideas, people. And so it could also give us a little discomfort. So, which can, make us want to deny or make up excuses for why we're not where we want to be, right? So sometimes we can get down on ourselves, or that self-sabotage, or those mental stories start to build up in our head, and I'm not good enough, or maybe shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have reached out to that person. And so that's when we have to continue the therapy on our alignment, right? Continue checking in, continue looking at your vision board, continue having those conversations, and continue listening to the music that makes you feel good. So continue the therapy, the mental and physical therapy. Those things are necessary. So that's it. So what I want you to really understand, most importantly, is you are where you are supposed to be, right? This is the beginning of the year. It's fresh, it's new ideas, a new bloom, a new canvas. And so you are where you're supposed to be. This is for myself too. I have to tell myself that too. And that's Daisy in the background. So you are where you're supposed to be. And each time I let go my conditioning, my morning rituals, meditating, or even using my happy deck, I end up myself, making these, poor choices. And so I have to remember to continue utilizing what is available to me. So speaking of the happy deck, yeah, got it handy right there. If you haven't, if you don't know too much about the happy deck, you can always go onto the website and click on the happy shop, and you'll see this 33 intuitive deck for mental discipline and physical discipline and healing. So a great tool to have if you need that kind of resource. Okay, so we're going to recap. So remember, if you're able to focus on getting clear, okay, without overreaching or pushing yourself out of alignment, right? Number 2, we're going to fast from people, places, or things that don't serve our goodness, okay? And it's necessary. So I encourage you to fast. And number 3, the last one, is continue that mental, physical therapy. Okay, because that's going to, massage out all of the knots and kinks that we may have collected through all of our hard work, right? So with that being said, I want you to remain in alignment, and I want you to remain authentic to you, and I want you to radiate all of that good happiness. Okay. So that is the first episode. Really clean, really short, simple, but necessary, because it is the beginning of the year and it is so easy to get out of alignment. So remember to go back to your resources if you have them. And I will see you back on the next episode. If you're listening to me on SoundCloud or iTunes, I will be speaking back to you on your commutes or wherever you are on the next Get Your Happy episode. Such a pleasure. Great things coming. See you then.